loves, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if this is your first time here. My name is Day, and if you love videos like this one, please go ahead and subscribe and join the lovely family. And if you have been here, thank you guys so much for coming back to see. Today I want to talk to you guys briefly about a topic that I spoke about in a couple of my previous videos. I made a video about you knowing that you are ready to start your lock journey. In the same way, I wanted to make a video explaining a way that you can know, or a few ways that you can know if you are not necessarily ready to start your journey. Now, this is a topic that is really close to my heart because I feel like a lot of people want the beautiful locks and the end process of the lock journey, but they don't really want to go through what it takes to get there. And oftentimes, some people start the journey not really knowing what they're getting themselves into, and then they quit, 4 months, 5 months in, saying that it's not really meant for them. Locks really aren't meant for them. And it's like, to be honest, I could have told you before you even started that you were not necessarily ready for locks. And it sucks because then they go through 5 months of looking crazy or looking rough for no reason, not even to reap the benefits that locks have. So I just want to put a quick video out there explaining if this is you, or if these things are consistent with your lifestyle right now, you might not be ready to start your lock journey yet. Not saying that you can't, but you just might not be ready. Okay, so the first thing I want to speak about is styling. Now, I love styles. I love black hairstyles in general. I think black girls can style like no other race. But if there are several styles that you have in mind that you have not tried out yet, such as maybe a shortcut, what else? You wanted like some permed bangs, you wanted just anything that you know that you wouldn't be able to get with locks. If you are that person, I don't think that you could be happy knowing that you will have locks for several years to come, because you will always be looking at a certain style. Now, let me tell you what I mean by that. I have always wanted a shortcut. I wanted a shortcut for a long time. And after I cut my first set of locks, I was able to do that. I was able to enjoy that. And now I've gotten that out of my system to start my second set of locks. So if you know that there are several styles that you have not tried yet, then I would say maybe wait until you have done those things before you start your lock journey, so that you can be satisfied in knowing, I did everything I wanted to do, and this is what I want for years and years to come. The next thing I want to speak about is your career. Now, this is something that is very controversial because some people think that, if your career is not one to accept locks, then you need to get out of that career. But I know there are some people who are really in love with their career, and they may be surrounded by people who don't accept locks as a professional style, or they may accept them, but it is kind of holding you back from taking the next steps. Because some people, some groups of people, they can be prejudiced towards black hair. So if you are just in a sticky situation when it comes to your career, and you think that your locks may hinder you from moving on, because to be honest, guys, the first few months, you are going to have some times where your hair is just going to look black. All right, it's a beautiful thing, but your hair is going to look black, very kinky, just very out there. And if you know that you're surrounded by people who aren't ready for that, and you know also that you are not ready to leave that career, then you may want to wait until you are in a different position in your life to start your lock journey. Next thing I want to talk about is a little less serious, but it is if you have what I would like to call hair OCD, where you really cannot stand your hair looking out of place. It has to look perfect. You can't have an off day. Locks may not necessarily be for you. You cannot tame locks. And if you have locks, you know that you can't tame them. They're going to do what they want to do, especially in the starter lock stage. Like, they are going to test you. They're going to try you. You're going to wake up some days and your hair is going to look crazy. You just can't. You can't control them. So you got to go into the journey knowing that. And if you're not okay with that, then you're going to quit early. So if you are that person where you can't release, the control and be a little bit free with a hair look, then locks may not necessarily be for you just yet. The next thing I want to speak about is if you are in a relationship with someone who is not supportive of natural hair. I'm blessed. I have a husband who is just the wokest of woke. Okay, he loves all things black. He loves black hair. He loves kinky hair. And even when I cut off all my hair and started over, he was very supportive. of me. He's always loved my locks. But if you are in a relationship with someone who is not that way, it may just disrupt the process a little. Going through this journey, it's already a lot mentally, spiritually. You really need people who are going to support you. You really need people who are going to tell you you are beautiful, and girls, stick it out, because, you know, you are going to reach a point where your hair is just going to look, you know, amazing. All right. And it already does look amazing. That's what you need. So if you are in a relationship with someone, or if you just have those relationships in your life and you value, you know, what the people around you are saying to you, and they're not supportive, then it will be like a little bit of tension between, you know, you and your thoughts and your struggles and them. So if you are that person, you might not necessarily be ready just yet. This is something that I have also experienced, I think, in my freshman year of college. Oh my goodness, the mistakes we make in college, right? In my freshman year of college, I was dating a guy who I told him I wanted to get locks. This is before my first lock journey. And he said to me, why would you want to do that? You know, why would you want to get locks? Locks are so dirty. I know this because I had gel twists before. I know now that he didn't know nothing, you know. But being around him, I was dating him at the time, not having that support, it just wasn't enough for me to have that confidence to go ahead and take that leap, because it is a big leap, you know, to just be free and let your hair do what it wants to do. So if you are not ready for that yet, or if you just don't have the confidence to say, you know, I don't care, you know, what you say, I know that I'm beautiful regardless, you just might not be ready to start your lock journey just yet. You may want to, first of all, get rid of the toxic relationships in your life, because it's 2020, and if somebody doesn't think black hair or locks is beautiful, then there's something wrong with them, okay? We have proven that it is. So I will focus on that first, and then maybe later on start your lock journey, or start it and prove them wrong, you know? You may not be ready also to start your lock journey if you are the type of person who has so little patience that you don't think with the end in mind. Now I say this, you know, everybody has their impatient moments. It's a human thing to be impatient sometimes, but you really have to remain focused on seeing the end goal. And if you cannot do that, then locks are not going to be for you. You're not going to feel beautiful. You're going to feel like you're wasting your time. You're going to want to quit every day that you wake up, because you're not thinking about in a year, in 2 years, what your hair is going to look like. So if you can't do that, then the journey just may not be for you. It's going to give you more negative feelings than positive. And the point of this journey is to kind of mold you, to give you that confidence. And if you're just on the negative side of things and you can't see the end goal, then it just wouldn't be in your benefit to start locks, because you're probably not going to make it to the end anyway. Also, if you find yourself wanting to skip past the journey of starter locks, it may not be for you. Now, I know that there are several different methods to start locks these days. We have instant locks now. That's a thing. We have people who buy or purchase other people's locks and put them into their own hair. That's fine. However, I do feel like there is a beauty in going through the lock journey. And if you are not able to withstand that, then it may not be for you, because just because you have a little bit of length in your hair, it doesn't mean that your hair is going to look perfect all the time. It really doesn't. Just because you start off with your hair locked doesn't mean that you are not going to go through the phases of your hair looking a little rough and a little bit wild. And it really does concern me when people try to, you know, purchase someone else's locks and put them in their own hair. I remember when I cut my first lock journey, my set of locks in my first lock journey, when I got rid of them, some people were asking me like, why wouldn't you keep them and sell them? And I'm just like, that was my hair. I don't want to see my hair, you know, on someone else. And in addition to that, there is no way that you can perfectly match someone else's hair texture. Okay, there's no way that you can figure out exactly how many hairs were within that lock. It's no way that you can do that. So I think that if you just really can't stick it out for, you know, 6 months, 6 to 12 months, then it just may not necessarily be for you yet. Right now, that doesn't necessarily mean that it won't be, you know, a little bit along the line in your life, you know, a few years down the road. But right now, if that's what you're focused on is length, then it's not gonna be for you. So overall, I didn't want to discourage anyone. I think that everyone should have a lock journey. I think locks are beautiful on every person. But I just wanted to save some people from jumping out there and then being disappointed, or going 6 months or 4 months and then cutting off their starter locks, because it is a process and you have to be prepared for it. So hopefully this is a able to help someone and not, you know, hinder someone from starting their lock journey. If you guys have any questions, I would love to get them down below. Of course, I'm going to encourage you to start your lock journey, but I really don't want you to jump into something that you are just not ready for. So yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel and supporting me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.